Hey everyone, ready for a deep dive into something pretty amazing.
I know I am.
We're talking AI video generation, but with a twist. Instead of those massive server farms, we're talking about bringing that tech right to your smartphone.
Yeah, that's right. Straight to your pocket.
Imagine creating a high-quality video just from a text prompt on your phone.
It's mind-blowing, isn't it? And the crazy part is that researchers are actually making this happen.
And that's exactly what we're diving into today. Our main source is this research paper.
You got it.
It's called On-device Sora, Enabling Diffusion-Based Text-to-Video Generation for Mobile Devices.
That's the one.
So before we get into the nuts and bolts of how they managed to shrink down this tech, let's start with the basics. The paper introduces us to Open-Sora, which is kind of like the foundation for all this.
Yeah, think of it like the blueprint for text-to-video generation.
Right. It's like a recipe, but with some seriously high-tech ingredients.
Exactly.
So let's break it down. You start with a text prompt, something like a cat chasing a laser pointer.
That's a good one.
And Open-Sora uses this model called T5 to translate that prompt into something the AI can actually understand.
It's like T5 is a superpowered interpreter.
Yeah, bridging the gap between human creativity and artificial intelligence.
I like that.
Okay, so we've got our prompt translated into AI language. What happens next?
Well, that's where STD comes in.
STD.
Yeah, it's a diffusion-based model, so if T5 is the translator, then STDate is the artist.
Ah, I see.
It takes that translated prompt and actually starts generating the video frame by frame.
That's incredible.
It is, but here's the thing. STDate needs a lot of power to work properly.
Oh, I bet.
It needs those powerful GPUs, the kind you find in gaming PCs.
Yeah, to handle all those crazy calculations.
Exactly.
That makes sense. Video generation seems like it would take a ton of processing power. So how on earth are they planning to bring this to our smartphone? I mean, they're powerful, but definitely not on the same level as those dedicated GPUs.
You're telling me it's a huge challenge.
It's like David versus Goliath.
That's a good way to put it.
But that's where On-device Sora comes in.
Right.
These researchers, they basically wanted to prove that this tech isn't limited to those massive servers.
They really set out to shake things up.
And for their research, they specifically targeted the iPhone 15 Pro.
Which is a pretty powerful phone.
Yeah, but still nowhere near as powerful as a dedicated GPU.
Nope, not even close.
So it's a pretty ambitious goal.
Definitely.
And the paper goes into a lot of detail about the challenges they faced.
Yeah, it wasn't easy.
They outline 3 major hurdles. The first one they call C1, or excessive denoising step.
Oh, yeah, denoiso.
So imagine a sculptor meticulously chiseling away at a block of marble to reveal this amazing masterpiece.
I'm picturing it.
Well, that's kind of what's happening here.
With the video.
Yeah, denoising is all about refining the video frame by frame, and it takes a ton of back and forth to get it right.
And each step requires a lot of computational power.
Which is a big problem on a device with limited resources.
Huge problem.
So it's like trying to create a high-definition movie on a pocket calculator.
Pretty much, yeah.
And that's just the first hurdle. The second challenge they call C2 is intensive token processing.
Tokens.
Yeah, what are those?
Well, in this context, think of tokens as like individual pieces of information that make up the video.
Okay.
So the more complex the video, the more tokens you have, and the harder it becomes to process them all.
So like a gigantic jigsaw puzzle with millions of pieces.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
I started to understand why this is such a massive undertaking.
It is. It really is.
So we've got excessive denoising steps, a ton of tokens to process.
And don't forget the memory.
Oh, right, the third
The
hurdle.
memory monster, high-quality video generation models are massive.
Oh, I bet.
Trying to fit them onto a device with limited memory, it's like trying to cram a whole library's worth of books into a tiny backpack.
I can't even imagine. So we've got these 3 major roadblocks.
Yeah.
Too many steps, too much data to crunch, and not enough space to store it all.
Makes you wonder how they even got started.
I know, right?
But here's the thing. These researchers, they're incredibly ingenious.
Oh, I bet they had to be.
They didn't just try to brute force their way through these challenges. They came up with some really clever solutions.
Like what?
It's like finding those secret shortcuts through a dense jungle.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued. What did they come up with?
Well, that's a story for part 2 of our deep dive.
Oh, come on. You can't leave us hanging like that.
Haha, we wouldn't want to spoil all the fun just yet.
All right. I guess you've got me hooked.
I thought so.
All right, spill the beans. What are these ingenious solutions?
Okay, let's unpack them one by one.
Hit me with it.
The first solution, the one that tackles those excessive denoising steps, it's called linear proportional leap.
Linear proportional leap.
Or LPL for short.
LPL.
Got it. So instead of refining the video every single step, LPL is like a smart navigator.
A smart navigator.
Yeah, it identifies and skips unnecessary steps.
So they figured out a way to just leap ahead.
Exactly.
That's pretty brilliant.
It is.
But how do they know which steps are safe to skip? I mean, without messing up the final video.
Well, that's the really cool part about LPL.
What's that?
It analyzes how the video is being generated.
So it's like predicting the future.
Kind of, yeah. It can tell which steps won't really affect the final result.
It's like knowing which paths in a maze lead to dead ends. and just skipping them all together.
Exactly. That's a great analogy.
Okay, so LPL takes care of the denoising steps. What about that second challenge, that massive jigsaw puzzle of tokens?
Right, right. For that, they came up with Temporal Dimension Token Merging,
Temporal Dimension Token Merging.
or TDTM.
TDTM.
Catchy, isn't it?
Sure is. So instead of dealing with this mountain of individual tokens, TDTM merges similar ones together.
So they're simplifying the puzzle, but without losing the big picture.
Yeah. Imagine you're working on a 1,000-piece puzzle, and you realize you can combine pieces with similar colors and patterns.
Into bigger chunks.
Right. Fewer pieces means less computation.
Which is perfect for a smartphone.
Makes sense, right? Absolutely. Okay, so we've got LPL leaping over steps and TDTM merging those data puzzle pieces. What about the last challenge, the memory monster?
Ah, yes, for that, they used concurrent inference with dynamic loading.
Concurrent inference with dynamic loading.
Oh, CIDL.
CIDL. Okay, got it.
This one's a bit like a super efficient librarian.
A librarian.
Yeah, imagine a librarian who knows exactly which books you need and only fetches them when you're ready to read them.
Okay, I'm following.
So instead of loading the entire video generation model into memory, CIDL breaks it down into smaller chunks
More chunks.
and loads them only when they're needed.
So it's like streaming a movie instead of downloading the whole thing.
You got it.
That's a huge memory saver.
It is.
Okay, so we have LPL leaping over steps, TDTM merging data pieces, and CIDL acting as our on-demand librarian.
That's a great way to summarize it.
It all sounds amazing in theory, but did it actually work? Can they really generate high-quality videos on a smartphone using these techniques?
Well, to find out, they use this benchmarking tool called VBench.
VBench.
Yeah, it's specifically designed to assess the quality of AI-generated videos.
So like a panel of movie critics.
Haha, yeah, something like that.
Analyzing everything.
From the smoothness of the motion to the clarity of the visuals.
Okay, so they're really putting these videos through the ringer.
They wanted to be sure.
So what were the results? Did On-device Sora pass the test?
The results were incredible.
Really?
On-device Sora, even running on a smartphone, it produced videos that were almost as good as those generated by Open-Sora.
You mean Open-Sora running on those powerful GPUs?
Yep.
Wow, that's amazing. They managed to shrink down this tech without sacrificing quality.
It's a game changer.
It really is. This opens up so many possibilities.
It really does.
And all thanks to those three techniques.
LPL, TDTM, and CIDL.
Each one playing a crucial role.
Absolutely. They all help to speed up the video generation process.
Making it actually feasible for mobile devices.
And of course, there are some trade-offs.
Like what?
Well, while the speed is phenomenal, some of the finer details might not be as sharp.
Compared to those high-end GPUs.
Right.
That makes sense. It's like choosing between a super detailed painting and a quicker sketch.
Yeah, both have their own advantages.
And I imagine for most everyday uses, the speed improvements would be more important.
I think so too.
To give you an idea of what this looks like,
Yeah.
the paper actually shows videos that On-device Sora generated, from prompts like a stack of dried leaves burning in a forest,
I saw those.
and a close-up of a lemur,
It's amazing to see those descriptions turned into actual videos.
and all on a smartphone.
It's like having a mini Hollywood studio in your pocket.
It really is. This feels like a pivotal moment in the evolution of AI. It's not just for tech giants anymore.
That's what's so exciting about it.
This research puts the power of video generation in everyone's hands.
It's a huge step forward.
And it opens up a world of possibilities.
Yeah.
Imagine students creating dynamic presentations.
Small businesses making professional quality marketing videos.
Artists experimenting with new forms of visual storytelling.
All from their smartphones.
And let's not forget the added benefits of privacy and personalization.
Right.
Since all the processing happens on your device, your data never leaves your control.
No need to upload anything to the cloud.
No worries about who has access to your creations.
It's all yours.
And the personalization aspect is really exciting.
It is.
Imagine creating videos tailored to your specific needs and interests.
No more generic templates or preset options.
Exactly.
It's like having a custom video creation tool right at your fingertips.
This research is groundbreaking.
It is.
But it's important to remember that this is just the beginning.
That's right.
The story of On-device Sora is far from over.
Not even close.
So what other advancements are on the horizon? What's next for this technology? So what's next? What's coming up on the horizon for this tech?
Well, imagine using this technology to, like, breathe new life into old videos.
What do you mean?
Think about those old home movies, you know?
Ah, yeah, the grainy ones.
Exactly. What if you could enhance the resolution?
Oh, wow. Make them look all crisp and modern.
Exactly. Or even add special effects to, like, your travel vlog footage.
That would be pretty cool. No more embarrassing low-quality videos.
Exactly. But it goes beyond just enhancing existing videos.
Oh,
What if you could create interactive experiences?
interactive.
Yeah, like those choose-your-own-adventure stories.
Ooh, where the viewer's choices actually change the story.
Exactly. It would revolutionize entertainment and education.
It's like stepping into one of those interactive movies we've all imagined.
It really is. And then there's the potential in advertising.
Advertising.
Imagine receiving personalized video ads
Tailored to my interests.
generated just for you on the fly.
That's pretty wild.
Or what about personalized video responses in customer service?
Instead of a generic email.
Right. You get a video message addressing your specific question.
Wow. The possibilities are endless.
They really are. It's almost overwhelming to think about.
It is. It's amazing to think about the impact this could have.
And so many different industries.
And the best part, you don't need to be a tech whiz to use it.
Exactly. You don't need a degree in computer science.
Or a Hollywood budget.
Nope. On-device Sora puts this power in everyone's hands.
It's about democratizing access to these incredible tools.
And unlocking all that creative potential.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of on-device video generation, I have a challenge for our listeners.
Oh, a challenge. I like it.
I want everyone listening to just take a moment and imagine
Imagine what?
how you would use this technology.
What stories would you tell?
What creations would you bring to life?
Let your imagination run wild.
The future of video creation is literally in your hands.
It's waiting to be explored.
And if you're feeling inspired,
Which I'm sure you are.
we encourage you to check out the research paper.
We'll include a link in the show notes.
And as always, we love hearing from you. Share your thoughts, your ideas, your creative visions.
We're all in this together.
The more we explore these technologies, the better prepared we'll be for the future.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Until next time, stay curious and keep diving deep.
See you next time. Tell AA.